Hello and welcome to this episode of Worthy. I'm Sandra Chuma, in case we haven't met, and I'm so grateful that you're making me a part of your day. And today I want to share something that happened recently in my community that made me think, I really need to share that on the podcast. Before I do that, though, I want to remind you, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please like, please comment and share what you love and what you don't love about the podcast. I hope it's all love, but please do subscribe and please rate us if you're on any platform that allows you to rate us. Of course, I'm assuming you're giving me a great rating, but that's not the point. Today, I want to share something that happened recently in my community. So if you've been listening for a while, you know that I recently ran a workshop, a free 5-day workshop, which was called the Goal Getter Workshop. And the whole objective of that workshop, the 5 days, was to help people understand why change is so hard, why it is that we've tried over and over again to change. We make all these commitments, all these resolutions that this time's going to be different. And yet we invariably end up disappointed. But that was the whole 5 days, was we kind of covered the reasons, how to go through it, what are some of the things to be aware of, and how you can bypass or overcome some of the things that would deter you from reaching your goal. But that's not the story. The story is this. So at the end of the 5 days, I said to the community, hey, I'd love a testimonial from each one of you for you to share your experience in this workshop that I've been running for these last 5 days. And so could you record a video testimonial, sharing kind of some of your key takeaways and what you liked about the 5 days or what you didn't like about the 5 days? And it didn't need to be long. I didn't really give like specific instructions. It was, you could make it whatever. You could have recorded 30 minutes or 30 seconds if you wanted to, and for them to submit it. There were 500 people who were signed up for this workshop, and they were an active group. A lot of the time you join these big groups and there's not a lot of activity, but this was a very engaged, very active group. Each one of the 5 days, there were at least 100 people on live when I did the workshop, and then many, many more, hundreds more who watched the replays. And so I for sure thought, with a group this size, there would be a lot of submissions because everyone said how transformational the 5 days had been for them. Do you want to know how many people submitted videos? 6. Out of this whole group of 500 people who'd been through the experience, 6 people submitted a video. Now, there were some people who wrote in and said, I don't really like video, or I don't know how to do it, all the things, but 6 people. And the reason I share that is because of this. What I ended up doing with those 6 people, because there are 6 people who submitted, I ended up giving all of them a prize of some sort. 2 of them won an annual subscription to the membership, which is worth over $2,000. And then some of them won 3 months free in the membership, which is over $150 plus all of the extras, the bonuses that they get when they're in the membership. 6 people. And I share that with you for this reason, to tell you that sometimes the people who win, the people who achieve big things, they're not the smartest people in the room. They're not the ones who have the best ideas. They're not the ones who are, better than anybody else. They're just the people who showed up, who consistently showed up. Growing up, one of the things my father used to say to me was, how you do anything is how you do everything. And so my question to this group was, where else in your life are you not showing up? Because we all talk a big game. We all talk about how I want to change my life, and this year is going to be my year, and this is going to be different. Next week's going to be different. Next month's going to be different. And yet we end up exactly the same. We do the same thing over and over. And it's because, you know what? We're afraid to push ourselves outside of our comfort zone. I know for the people who didn't submit a video, it was because it was uncomfortable. They were afraid either because they don't know how to use technology, they were afraid of being judged. What will other people think? Will I look stupid on video? What if I mess it up? What if they don't like it? What if all these things? And so they what ifed themselves out of the opportunity of a prize which was valued at more than $2,000. Now, this is a micro of the macro. Because I bet for a lot of those people who didn't submit anything, that's how they're going through life. How you do anything is how you do everything, right? And so they're going through life talking themselves out of showing up, talking themselves out of showing up for themselves, talking themselves out of creating their best life because they're just afraid to show up. They're afraid to try. And I'll tell you that of those 6 videos, some of them were great. Some of them, quite frankly, were not that great. And those were actually the people that I realized had pushed themselves out of their comfort zone. Even though they didn't have the best lighting, even though they didn't know what they were doing and weren't facing the camera, they tried. They showed up for themselves. And so I want to turn that question to you. Where in your life are you just not showing up for yourself? Where in your life are you playing small? Where in your life are you not submitting the video because, well, I don't know, maybe it won't be good enough? And where are other people who might be less skilled, less talented, less proficient? Where are they beating you in life just because they showed up? Just because they dared to submit their videos, whatever their version of a video is. And so I want to challenge you and say, this week, this month, think about where am I not showing up? And what can I do to show up for myself? What can I do to put myself in a position that might be a little bit uncomfortable, but that might move me closer towards my goals? Show up for yourself. Commit to showing up for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day. And I hope that wherever you are, you will remember that you are worthy. You are worthy to be, to do, to have whatever your heart desires.